And now with Updates Health Report is Joe Plinsky. So Joe, you're going to tell us about something common people are catching around this time of year?
Yeah, thanks, Sydney. Can a common painful sore throat actually mean a strep infection? According to a recent study, sore throats are found to cause rheumatic fever, and if left untreated, they can turn into heart disease. Doctors recommend covering your mouth and washing your hands before eating to protect against the disease. A recent study shows obesity plus daily drinking boosts the risk of liver disease in men and women. According to the University of Oxford, overweight women face a high risk of cirrhosis of the liver if they have up to half a drink per day. The study also found 1 in 1,000 people who contract the disease succumb to it. People with diabetes are twice as likely to suffer a heart attack in their lifetime. Physicians are now using aggressive drug treatments to lower one's blood sugar. Researchers anticipate the younger, newly diagnosed diabetics will benefit from these medications. According to the American Diabetes Association, over 23 million Americans are affected by the disease. While rising temperatures are a welcome sign of spring, sneezing, stuffy noses, and watery eyes are not. A recent study shows doctors recommend scrubbing down the house, kicking off your shoes, and wiping down your dog to relieve those seasonal allergies. Researchers have also found kissing for half an hour was another way to provide relief. Temple University's Rec Center has a new program for students, faculty, and alumni to get them familiar with the gym. Updates Ed Doyle has more.
Weather is on its way out, and Temple students are becoming less worried about exams and more worried about how their bodies will look in a swimsuit.
The IBC has a fitness orientation program that will set you off on the right foot.
Fitness orientations are held on a one-on-one basis between instructors and individuals. Krista Sander is the IBC's fitness coordinator and runs the program in order to help those new at the gym.
It just shows you how to be safe. It shows you how to set up equipment. Also, it shows you about programs that we have that you might not know about that you're actually interested in.
Kinesiology major Kasim Cheeks works out often and understands the importance of this program.
I definitely think it's important for people to understand how to use the equipment, for injury prevention purposes, to keep, getting constant results.
Based on an individual's interest and abilities, the instructor gears the session towards the machines, weights, and activities that he or she may be more interested in. Orientation instructor Ryan Rickus does his best to make newcomers comfortable.
They seem like they're a little intimidated, but we're very friendly, so we'll walk them around the gym, and if they have any questions, we'll stop at that certain section and do something about that.
To set up a fitness orientation section, you can simply call the front desk at the IBC. With summer quickly approaching, remember that it's never too late to get started on that beach body.
Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Ed Doyle.
And guys, now that summer is around the corner, a lot more Temple students are now rushing to the gym.
I know, I can never find a treadmill at the IBC.
I know.
Thanks, Joe.
Yep.
And here with this week's technology report is Isabel Garcia. Isabel, I hear you have information on Sony's latest gaming gadget.
Yes, I do. Thanks, Danielle. 2 weeks ago, Sony released a highly anticipated motion sensing controller. The device, called a PlayStation Move Wand, was designed to spark new interest in the PlayStation 3 video game consoles. Move controllers allow the video games to be played with swings, jabs, and other natural movements. Sony has not yet revealed exact prices for the new gadget, and gamers will have to wait until this year's holiday season for the product to go on the market. China is now officially without Google. It has been just over 2 months since the internet source has started threatening to leave the superpower country. Google decided to drop China due to intrusions from hackers and censorship discrepancies. People are now being directed to China's uncensored search engine in Hong Kong. And a British soldier who lost his vision fighting in Iraq is now being taught to see with his tongue. The device used to perform this act is called the BrainPort system. It consists of a high-tech lollipop which rests on the tongue and converts images from a video camera, worn on a pair of glasses, into signals that provoke electrodes in the lollipop. And law enforcement agents are now part of social networking sites. The feds are using websites such as Twitter and Facebook to communicate with suspects and gather private information. Between looking at someone's tweets, pictures, and videos, investigators can link suspects or their friends to certain crimes. And guys, it's a little scary to think about who is actually seeing your information on the website now.
Yeah, you really never know who's checking out your Facebook feeds. Thanks, Isabel. College seniors are getting closer and closer to preparing for the real world. Updates Dana Stemrich has this week's the list on the top 5 things not to do in an interview.
Coming up, and students on the hunt for jobs. This week's list will let you know what top 5 mistakes not to make on a job interview. Number 5, be careful not to overtalk the interviewer. Being too modest and failing to talk yourself up during an interview is another self-defeating mistake you can make. Number 3, be familiar with the job description of the position for which you're interviewing. Dressing down is a big mistake people make. Dress to impress. And the number 1 mistake to make on a job interview is not taking the interview seriously. The biggest error you can make is to assume that because you've gotten this far, the job is in the bag. We hope these tips will help you land the career that you've been working for. That's this week's The List. I'm Dana Stemrich, and Temple Update will be right back.
Coming up on Temple Update, in sports, the Harlem Globetrotters score at the Liacouras Center. And Oprah battles the law when Temple Update continues.
Everyone has friends. There's online friends. Friends to go out with on a Saturday night. Friends to hang out with and do nothing. Friends who show up on moving day. And then there are the friends who'll be there if someone is dealing with a mental illness. Are you one of those friends?
Welcome to the Sports Desk. I'm Josh Filomeno. The men's basketball team went dancing this weekend, but unfortunately for the Owls, Cornell brought the better moves. For the 3rd consecutive year, the Owls are one and done in the NCAA tournament when they fell to Cornell 78-65. Sharpshooting Cornell showed the nation why they are the best three-point shooting team in the country. They were lights out from behind the arc, shooting 40% from deep, draining 7 three-pointers in the second half alone. This marks the end of an historic year for the men's basketball team as they reached a program-high 29 wins this season and became the A-10 champs for the 3rd year in a row. Late March also marks the end of the women's basketball season, but unlike the men, their ladies' dance lasted a little bit longer. The Owls looked impressive in their first-round matchup against James Madison. The team won their first NCAA tournament game in 3 years in a convincing fashion, 65-53. The team was led by Quita Wallace, who scored a game-high 21 points. But in the second round, the women were simply outmatched by powerhouse UConn, who picked up their 74th consecutive win against the Owls, 90-36. The Owls finished their season at 25-9.